Full self-driving is about to get a lot more expensive. I mean, cool. Cool is the main thing, because stoplight detection has been a thing for a while. You know, the software will warn you and let you know that, hey, there's a stoplight detected and you should probably take over, but it will not stop the car automatically. Same with stop signs. As soon as we got hardware 3.0, we started to see how much processing that CPU can handle, and it's showcasing stop signs, even in weird situations, and it's able to detect whether the light is red, yellow, or green, and even detect if it's an arrow or not. And if you've seen footage of Hardware 3 in action, you know that the light recognition is almost spot on. A lot of YouTubers I've seen said it's almost completely accurate. It almost never gets that light wrong. So why can't the car just, see that it's a red light or see that there's a stop sign and go ahead and stop? It's completely logical. And I think it would be a big hindrance to autopilot, given when I'm driving a lot of places, I'm not even turning at these intersections. There's just stop sign after stop sign after stop sign, or sometimes it's just stoplight after stoplight after stoplight. So autopilot would have to be like constantly disengaged in order to get through there. But luckily, via some internal testing and some videos we got from Out of Spec Motoring, who has super duper secret access to a beta version of autopilot, can't talk about who it came from, can't talk about how they have it. This is supposed to be kept on the DL, but here we are talking about it, of course. And he showcased how the vehicle is automatically stopping at red lights, and he also confirmed that it works at stop signs as well. So given this is in the early access program, which it's very hard to get into, and people that are in it aren't really supposed to talk much about it, first rule of Fight Club. But Green the Only, who's a very reliable leaker of Tesla software and gives us indications of what's to come in the future, detailed as part of the code that showcased that stoplight detection and stop sign detection is coming eventually, and they're at least testing it internally right now, but it's not exactly as cool as I would like it to be. If you were asking me ideally how I would want the car to work, it would just be put it in autopilot, and if it sees a red light, it stops. If it sees a green light, it goes. But because I'm probably a little too forward thinking, and I'm not really considering, safety of others, and this is beta software, so we should be careful with it. Right now, autopilot software is kind of being overly cautious with the stoplight and stop sign detection thing. So right now, it's going to automatically stop at every single traffic light. Doesn't matter if it's green, yellow, or red. Wouldn't it be kind of funny if the software was like, speed up if it detects a yellow light? You're gonna miss the red light, let's zoom past it here. But no, instead, it will allow you to bypass the automatic stopping of traffic lights by pulling down on the stalk, and that kind of grants you the green to keep going at a green light. So it still requires some interaction by the user, but that's likely just Tesla being safe. Because at first glimpse, you may think, why is this so complicated? Just stop the car if the light is red, and make the car go if it's green. But after thinking about it for a bit longer, I realized that could quickly go wrong if not done correctly and not given the fleet of Teslas out there enough data to work with. Because if, for whatever reason, I know that the autopilot cameras are really, really good at detecting the color of the light or detecting a stop sign, but if for whatever reason there was a situation where the car thought the light was green and it wasn't, then it could automatically start driving through, very dangerous traffic and get people in trouble. Not that I think it would happen often. I don't doubt the software or the cameras right now. I'm just saying it makes sense to be overly cautious. So this internal testing program that Tesla's had for autopilot updates in the past was also the first to get access to Smart Summon. Basically call the car wherever you are in a parking lot and it comes and gets you. And if you recall, those original Smart Summon demos that were available to the beta testers before it was a standard feature in all full self-driving upgrades, it was not very good. The car had to go incredibly slow, and it would get finicky and panic at the slightest inconvenience in the parking lot. And now, it's not perfect. I'm not saying Smart Summon is great, but the official public version that anyone can use if you bought full self-driving is a lot better than that original built-in testing format. So I think that in the coming months, probably by the end of this year, you'll see the stoplight and stop sign detection. And for the meantime, you're basically just going to have to pull down on the stock to say, nah, go ahead, the light's green. But it does showcase that the hardware and the software is definitely necessary for, read the traffic light, respond to road signs, and eventually get to that point where probably by this time next year, Teslas will be able to register, hey, the light is red, let's stop, or hey, the light is green, just keep on going. And by the way, it seems like most of the stoplight and stop sign data is being used from GPS tagged intersections. So you notice if you're doing Google Maps or Apple Maps on your phone, you're able to see ahead that there's a stoplight coming or a stop sign coming. Apparently the Tesla relies heavily on this right now, but it does use the cameras themselves as kind kind of a backup confirmation. So what that could mean is that no one could just kind of, as a prank, put up a stop sign on a freeway and force a Tesla to stop going 70 miles an hour because it's relying so heavily on the GPS data, on just where, legally stop sign and traffic lights have been labeled. But in the future, I'm sure it will be able to respond to like a construction site where the guy holding the sign says stop, and that's a ways away. But it's cool to see that this development is taking place, and it makes me worried because it probably means full self-driving is going to get more expensive once this feature becomes standard. Because last time Tesla increased the price of full self-driving to $7,000, it was just because they introduced Smart Summon, which may not seem like a big feature, may seem like more of a party trick, but the stoplight detection and stop sign detection, I would argue, is a bit more functional than Smart Summon, so I would expect that to come with another $1,000 price increase. But just remember, Tesla does not have complete access to all that money right away. They get a little bit more of it every time they roll out more of the full self-driving updates, so it's not an interest-free loan. It's a good motivator for the software team and Tesla as a company to keep full self-driving rolling out because they get to access more of that money people have paid for FSD as they roll out better and more improved features. So let me know what you guys think of the stoplight and stop sign detection. Is it not what you wanted, or do you think this is too soon? You think this is dangerous? Should they not be testing this at all? Feel free to let me know what you're thinking down below. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope you have an excellent day. Take care.